It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speakers. I doubt that Diamond and Silk need much of an introduction to those here in the Convention Center this evening. They released a video commentary in 2015 that resonated across America because so many citizens were feeling underrepresented in the mainstream media and underappreciated. But the people who listened to them did feel appreciated by their candid and common sense approach to many of the topics of the day. We especially have been inspired by their willingness to speak about the truth of the devastation that is caused by the lack of human respect for human life in our culture today. And we've heard you speak on that many times, and it touches our heart every time in a way that I've heard a lot of pro-life speakers, ladies, and nobody nails it the way you do. And that's why you are here tonight. As you know, they've taken the nation by storm, and this evening we expect them to take Pennsylvania by storm. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a rousing Pennsylvania welcome to the duo of dynamic divas, Diamond and Silk.
Oh, wow.
Thank you all.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
This is amazing.
It really is, Silk. I mean, you know, y'all got to stop crying because, listen, I don't look good when I cry. It's just,
Yes.
Listen, first of all, thank you all so much for showing up and showing out. Thank you so much for this invitation to even speak at the Pennsylvania Pro-Life Federation. Thank you so much, you all. I love y'all so much.
Wow.
A special thank you to Michael Chicochopo. Did I get it right?
Did we get it?
Now that last name could be a coffee.
Uh-huh.
I want to have me a cup of Chicochopo, yes.
And his first name could be a Chico stick.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And Susan, the president of the board of directors, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody on the board, all of the priests and the pastors, thank you all so much. You know, we felt the love. Thank you all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know, we're so honored to be here to celebrate the 40 years of dedication and devotion. And the cause is saving babies' lives. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. You know, still, people don't notice about us that we grew up in a Christian household.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, our parents were our pastors. And so they taught us, thou shalt not kill.
That's right.
That's what we were taught coming up. And so people don't understand that when you talk about the pro-life and the pro-life movement, how so profound. It's so profound because we now live in a society where people don't value life anymore. We're living in a society where people don't care about life. So I thank you all that you all care so much about life that you preach it and you teach it, and when you see one, you teach one, and you pass the buck, and you pass it since 1974.
73.
73? Is that what it's 74?
74?
I was nothing but a little tot.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank
That's
you.
all. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you. Can I just say also special thank you to the programs, whoever designed the programs that's on the table. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you are. Thank you all
God
so
bless
much.
you. Thank you. Just to sit down at the table and see my face sitting there looking back up at me.
So pretty.
Thank you.
Well, I always like to start it off with, y'all know we black.
Yes.
And you know, we believe that we are one nation under God, and in him we
Amen.
live. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I love that scripture. In him we live, we move, and we have our being. Thank you, God. Thank you to the Creator for even allowing us to have life. And I thank God for my parents.
Yes.
Because can you imagine if mommy would have aborted us? Y'all wouldn't see us.
There would be no
You
Diamond
wouldn't
and
hear
Silk.
us. Can you imagine that? And you know what? I know I'm going off script. I keep saying that we had the cure for cancer. They need to stop killing it.
That's right.
There is the cure for AIDS. They need to stop aborting it.
That's right.
But people, they don't get that because they're so caught up in their own foolishness. So let's talk about this for a little bit. We're here at this pro-life event. And Silk, you gave me an acronym for life. And this is what life to us means. Love it forever. Love it forever.
Yes.
And see, when life wins, we all win. Yes.
That's
when
right.
life wins, we all win. But how can we continue to win if we sit idly by and watch life be snuffed off because organizations and groups are telling people, oh, it's just a few sales. It's just a few sales. You don't worry about it. You know, I want people to understand that being pro-life is not about bickering with others. Because you always got to be in a debate. It's not about bickering with others.
No, it's not.
It's about protecting, preserving, and saving life. That's what it's about. So I don't understand, and I ask Silk, why is it that people that have a life want to take somebody else's life? Have you thought about that? You born. You able to live the American dream. But then you want to advocate to take somebody else's life.
To kill somebody else.
Why is that? I don't get that. Listen, it's just something to think about.
Yes.
And this is not political. This is not a political event. This is about saving lives, and that's what we're going to stick to. But there was a heated discussion in our country about babies being ripped from the breast of the mothers at the borders. And we thought, well, what about the babies that are being ripped from the womb of the women right here in America? What about that? Everybody always worried about somebody else. But what about that? Can you answer that? Tell me you call them back right after this event.
Yeah, tell them Diamond and Silk is on. You call them back in a minute.
Call them back.
All right?
So, to us, and this is what we think, life began at conception. So every cell made up into an embryo that turns into a fetus has a right to life and has a right to live. Period.
Oh, yes.
Now, Silk, some are on the wrong side of history and the wrong side of the conversation. Some have sunken into a dark place and a dark space, and it's time for us to shine the light on a few things. Yeah. So we hear about the horrors of genocide happening in other countries. But what about the genocide happening right here in the United States through Planned Parenthood? What about that?
What about that? Yeah.
And let's talk about the black genocide first. When it comes to that Margaret Sanger, who they praised. Yeah, she was the founder of Planned Parenthood, a woman who was praised, and she's been glorified by many. Yet, for colored people now, she said, this is a quote, colored people are like human weeds that needs to be exterminated. Now, in this day, that would have been a racist comment. Would that have been
Well.
that would have been racist to say something like that. Come on, Sil.
Yeah, in this day. And back in that day, it was racist to say it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah. Margaret Sanger, who they all praise, who conspired with the KKK to push her sick and gruesome agenda. Well, since 1973, over 60 million abortions have been performed right here in the United States. And out of that 60 million, 19 million black babies have been exterminated. So this don't sound just like genocide. To me, this sounds like homicide. This is not just extermination. This is clearly termination.
That's right.
See, the abortion history has targeted and coerced women into partaking in abortion, particularly black women, when black women may not even know what's going on. All they hear is somebody telling them, you can't take care of that baby. You know you're going to struggle with that. Oh, you can't do that. And they coerce you into doing something that you will regret later in life. But this is the system. It's a trick. And then they've taught, particularly black women, to become their own oppressors. And this is why we have the Federation Foundation like you all that's going to put an end to this. It's time to start saving baby lives, including black baby lives.
That's right. That's right.
And see, when we talk about Planned Parenthood, just think about it. They really won't call it what it is. They cleverly disguised it as Planned Parenthood. It's like they're hiding like a wolf in sheep clothing. They dress it up to make it look pretty.
Oh, cute and stuff.
Make it look a certain way.
Yeah.
Because they don't want nobody to see the truth and the tricks and the trickery behind their organization. So let's talk about their name.
Let's talk about it.
Planned Parenthood. The word planned. When you are planning something, you are preparing for something. When you plan something, you strategically put measures in place so that things can go as planned. So the title, Planned Parenthood, sounds like it may be planning to be a parent, or you may be planning to be a parent.
That's right.
But you see, in order to be a parent, there has to be a baby involved. You can birth the baby or adopt a baby, but there has to be a baby involved in order to be a parent. Am I correct? Because they call Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood. That's what they said.
So here's my thing. How are you planning to be a parent if you kill the baby? So it sounds like Planned Parenthood should change their name to Planned Parentlesshood.
That's right.
And people need to understand abortion is not birth control. Abortion is murder.
That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah. And when you take and kill a baby after the baby is born alive, it's murder in the first degree. And you should be charged and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I get tired of people. You know, they started pushing infanticide. Down in Virginia, New York, they celebrate killing babies after they're born. And I had women coming up to us, and it wasn't about what side of the aisle they were on. It wasn't about them being a Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative. It was like, wait a minute, you've gone too far. You okay with taking a life outside of the womb as if it's nothing. As if it's nothing. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, well, she don't have to have it. If she don't, oh, well, she don't have to. No, she can just. Well, when you're raising a child, you can't abuse it. Don't you go to jail for abusing a child? Yeah, and whichever doctor take the baby life, they should go to jail too.
Yep.
And let me just say this, if we can advocate for women's rights, then we can advocate for the rights of the unborn. They have a right to life too.
That's right.
And our tax dollars, it shouldn't be used to fund Planned Parenthood. I appreciate our president. I know this is not a political event, but I appreciate the president of the United States of America.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And I look at our young people being indoctrinated by some of these people in power, and they're showing them how to commit murder and thinking nothing about it. Oh, you can commit murder. You can use a pill. I just heard the other night that now on some of these college campuses, especially in California, that they're going to have something called the abortion pill.
The abortion pill.
We call it the kill pill. Well, what about a pill for saving lives? Have you thought about that? You can just give out a pill as if it's candy. Oh, something wrong with you, just take this pill. Oh, you got that problem, take this pill right here. And you got them wanting to commit mass murder right there on college campuses, indoctrinating women, and really advocating and making it look like, oh, you can't make it. You're going to need this pill. How about personal responsibility? How about that? How about teaching personal responsibility?
How about that?
Instead of giving somebody a pill, how about sitting down and talking to them and letting them know that that you have compassion and that there is hope? But you want to pass out some pills. Wonder who paying for this?
But can I say something about the pill?
Come on, girl.
Well, when you talk about the pill, you got to understand that they're passing the pills out for free. They're freely giving those pills out. But what about people that need medication?
Come on.
People that need medication and can't afford their medication. Why can't pills be given to them for free? Why can't their medications be given to them for free to live? Instead of giving pills to people to kill. What about that?
But see, we live in a society that is bent on devaluing life. We are living in a society that is bent on convincing people to kill life, to have no regards for life. And that's why, as a pro-lifer, you have to stand up for what's right.
That's right.
And you have to tell people this is wrong. And let me just say this here.
Say it.
Back in the day, during slavery, when they lynched and hung people, all of that was abolished. Because somewhere, somebody evolved and say, whoa, this is wrong. It's time for America to start evolving and say, whoa, this is wrong. Killing babies is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It is murder.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right. And one thing that you have to understand, if you have a flower, and if you kill every bloom of that flower, how are you going to ever see the flower?
That's right.
So if we continue killing babies, where's our next generation going to come from, y'all? Just think about that.
And then we talk about the millions of women that are left holding the bag, the remnants, the brokenness, the bitterness of making a choice that they may have been manipulated into making. What happened to these women when you're young and you're having a good time and you're doing what someone tells you to do? And then when you get older, you're like, oh my God, what have I done? What did I do? What happened to these women? Well, let me offer you something. See, I know a God that forgives all things. He forgives all things.
All things.
And I believe when you know better, you do better. And so we got to bring these women into the fold. Because if we're out here teaching and showing people that, wait a minute, these babies have a right to life. And when women start evolving and they realize, whoa, I may have done something in my past. Ooh, what do we do with those women? And see, that's where the Pennsylvania Pro-Life Federation come in to counsel, to teach, to educate. You don't throw these women away. They can't help it of the hand that they were dealt. You have an entity that's been pushing something for years on women and saying your birth control is just killing the baby as if the baby is nothing. Do we throw these women away, or do we wrap our arms around these women? Do we take them in the fold so that they can teach the next person,
That's right.
thou shalt not kill? You know, he mentioned something about social media. And I love that you want to expand, and that's really good. But what I'm finding out is even social media is trying to silence you if you are pro-life and you believe and you have values of life. They don't like that. So what they want to do is they want to silence you. You know, Diamond and Silk, we've been traveling all over the country because we got to do what you call grassroots work.
That's right.
So when you silence me on social media, I can take and I can use my voice and go tell somebody, and then you tell somebody, and then you tell somebody, because we can't be silenced.
No, we can't.
We can't fold and go cold on this issue.
No, we can't.
And I know this is not political. I'm not trying to make this political, but we need to start voting in people that believe in life, that believe in the sanctity and the entity of life.
Yes.
We need to start putting those people in office.
That's right. That's right.
And we are going to have to donate and contribute if we want to continue this. We are going to have to do that, you all, because we're dealing. Let me tell you something. There is a wickedness that I've never in my life experienced. And it is so sick that they go to the extreme. Overboard.
Overboard.
Overboard. We going to kill a baby outside the womb. When you go overboard, what do? we have to stand up for what's right. We have to speak out, even when it's not popular. And we can't be political correct in this.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
It's not abortion, it's murder. That's
It's
what
murder.
it is.
It's
Call
murder.
it what we see it.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, well, they may say something if we say that. Well, so what? A lot of things done happened in this country. Somebody should have stood up and spoke out about it.
That's right.
But everybody remained silent. And then that's why things happen. And you're like, well, whoa, I wonder, well, why did that happen? Well, how did that happen? Because nobody dared to speak up. It's time to speak up. Listen, let's save baby lives.
That's
it's
right.
time to start saving lives, period. That's what we're going to have to do. Speak up. Never knew we was going to be in the forefront. Didn't know I had a big mouth like this. Knew I talked a lot. But when I saw the governor in Virginia started talking about infanticide and how it was celebrated in New York, I was disgusted.
It was sad.
This is sickening. This is sickening. Don't you have life? Well, why don't you want someone else to have life?
That's right.
I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. And yet other people started speaking out about that.
But you know what the other sickening thing was for me? Is whenever I found out my tax dollars was being used to fund it. So if you use my tax dollars to fund murder, then you've made me an accessory to your crime.
That's right. Amen.
So I'm so grateful that we do have a president that says, no, you can't use my money for this.
That's right.
It's not fair, it's not right, especially to make me an accessory to murder. When I didn't ask to do it, didn't ask for it. It's sad that they want to make us all partakers of it. The enemy is on the loose, you all.
That's right.
The enemy is on the loose. The devil has come to kill, steal, and to destroy.
And to destroy.
And when I see what's going on in our country today, when it comes down to abortions and people celebrating killing life, it is very, very disturbing. Where is the compassion at?
There's no
for
more
life?
compassion.
Where is the empathy for life? Do you know without life you dead? Without life you're dead. So how do you think those babies feel? Whenever they're stretched there on that table, breathing life.
And you want to take it. And not to mention that, the doctor with the baby parts, stored as if this is candy, just stored up. Where's the outrage on that? It should be so much outrage in this country. But you see, they celebrate. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to do that. But guess what? Baby lives matter too.
That's
Their
right.
lives matter too.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
I love our country. I do. And I know it may seem odd coming from two black women, but it's a lot of people like us that love our country.
That's right.
It's a lot of people like us that have values, that we don't want to take a life, but we want to honor and celebrate a life.
That's right.
And all I can say to you all is you have to keep speaking up, keep speaking out, and let people know, listen, when life wins, we all win.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And you know, first of all, we're so grateful to the Pro-Life Federation for even inspiring women to say yes to life, and for them having the determination to promote the respect and the dignity of human life. All I can say, you all, choose life. And make sure you let everybody know that comes into your path to choose life too.
That's right.
God bless you.
God
and
bless you.
God bless the United States of America. Thank
We
you all
love
so
you
much.
all. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. God bless you.